Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Crypto Knight and this video is all about MedicalChain. I'm going to be doing a full review of the ICO. And if you guys aren't familiar, I am Crypto Knight. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed. I did a review on Winding Tree back here. This was a game changer ICO that I thought could have had a potential to be a game changer for the travel industry. Well, MedicalChain has the potential to be a game changer for the health industry, the medical industry. So that's why I want to do this review. It's a non-commissioned review. There's they're not paying me to do this. This is just something that I have come across and I thought might be exciting for you guys to see. So that's why I'm doing it. You can see it's in the spreadsheet here. Go check the spreadsheet out, link in the description. All the details about the ICO and the token are in here. Also, Signals is in here, you guys. I'm going to be doing an interview with the CEO next week, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and hit the like button when you guys like my videos. And let's get going on MedicalChain. So there are some serious problems in the medical field. And that usually it revolves around the medical records for patients. So when you get treatment from one doctor, another doctor doesn't always have access to the information of what that other doctor did. So there's a bit of a disconnect between the different fields in the medical industry. So it's kind of siloed. So there's kind of separate and there's not communication like there needs to be. As a result of this, Johns Hopkins University has estimated that medical error is the third leading cause of death, and that would be in the United States and likely in other countries as well. So a lot of big issues here. There's no single version of truth out there, and that's what MedicalChain is trying to solve. So what is MedicalChain? MedicalChain it's a platform where applications can be built upon it, and the whole purpose of it is to allow patients to manage and control their own medical history. So it would allow them to grant access to doctors and to specialists to be able to read and potentially write to their records. So pretty interesting stuff. The concept seems really neat to me. Let's just check out the website before I get into too much more detail. So they've been in the press here a little bit. You can view more details there. There's a video. So I've watched this video. This kind of summarizes what they're doing, if you want to check that out. Telemedicine, this is one of the applications that they've developed on top of this platform, and I'll get into that a little bit more in detail in a bit here. Some of the connections that they have here. White paper, go check the white paper out if you want details. I went through it, I just read through it, and it's very thorough, got a lot of technical information in there. Pretty exciting. There's some really neat stuff. They're going to be doing some dual blockchain technology in there. So a dual blockchain, that's kind of neat. All this stuff talks a little bit more detail. I'll get into some of that. So the team is here. Very involved. There's some people in here that are very involved in the medical field. There's doctors. This gal, I believe, was in marketing. These guys down here, I believe, were into technology and blockchain technology and all that stuff. So one problem I have here is they don't list the roles that these people are going to have within the company. I wish they had that, because I did go into a few of their LinkedIn profiles and they seem pretty like there's some all-star action going on here. I don't know who the advisors are. I don't see any which ones are advisors, but I'm sure some of these are advisors. I wish they outlined that a little bit more. This video right here is of the CEO explaining the need for the technology and the need for blockchain within the health industry, and it was very, very compelling speech that he gave there. So, and they're also active on Twitter and Telegram, so if you want to follow along there. Okay, so white paper is pretty thorough. A lot of information here, guys. I'm not going to go through everything, but like I said, this is a platform where applications get built on, and then these guys have built 2 applications. One of them is this teleconference ability. So if you want to communicate with a doctor and you don't want to have to go to the hospital to do it, or maybe that doctor is overseas in another country, another city, whatever, you can have a teleconference with that doctor. And yeah, I think there was here's a kind of a screenshot of what it could look like. So yeah, so you can communicate with that doctor, and you can both review your medical records within that conference. So that's really cool, and that's also a use case for the token. So the token is called the Med token. That's what they're calling it, Med token. So that's definitely a use case for that. Another neat thing about this coin, or about this token, is that it's going to be very secure. So only you have access to it. However, you're able to grant access to whoever you want. So maybe you go into the hospital, they need to see your history. You say, okay, I'll give you read access. You can only read it. But maybe they need to update some X-rays, CT scans, whatever, a diagnosis. You can also grant them write access, so they can update it. So that, and then once they do that update, it's always in the blockchain, and it's immutable, just like any other blockchain. So it's in there, and then it's always on your record, which is really cool. But it's very secure. It's all encrypted. No one can see what your records are unless you grant them access to it. So that's really neat. So it's also a dual blockchain structure, which I already mentioned. So the first aspect of that controls the access to the health records using Hyperledger technology. So, and that's multiple layers of permission within there. The second aspect is the ERC20 token, and that's used for smart contract aspect, which maintains all the applications and services of the platform. Another thing that they're coming out with is wearable technology. So they're going to be developing these wearable technology. You go into the hospital, they can scan your wristband, and then they can bring up records for all of your medical history and all that stuff. So that's kind of neat. I'm sure a lot of elderly would be interested in that. There might be some people that might not want to get on board because they don't want it that easy for people to see your medical history. But I think there is going to be some permission-based aspects behind that. Before I read the white paper, one of the questions I had was, what happens if I'm in a coma and I can't grant permission to the hospital to look up my records? They actually answered that by saying you'll be able to grant next of kin access and permission to it, and they might be able to grant other people permission to your records as well. So that is very good to see. So I like this because this is one of those use cases for the blockchain that when you're talking to people about this technology and about why the blockchain is the future of basically everything, this is one of those use cases you say, check this out. Check out it's revolutionizing the medical industry, allowing you to have full permission and control of your own medical records, and it stores a complete history of your medical records as well. So there's no more of those silos that I talked about and all that stuff. So, I mean, I already explained this to my mom, and she was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. And she's not, she's kind of skeptical about blockchain or about Bitcoin and all that to begin with, but she was pretty interested in what I was telling her about this. So pretty neat concept, you guys. This is a UK company. Like I said, it has an all-star team. I'm not sure about the advisors. I didn't really list what the advisors were. What else is it? ERC20 token for the ICO. It's called Med Tokens. 500 million tokens will be available in the that's the max supply, 500 million. 35% of those will be available in the ICO, and they're going to be 25 cents a piece. The roadmap looks pretty good. They're going to be developing things along the way, like the wristband. They're going to be doing some launches in certain regions, and then way down in 2019, March of 2019, they say everything will be fully phased out or fully rolled out and live. So this could be a long-term hold. I mean, there could be a spike once it hits the once it starts trading, but I anticipate this is one where if you want to get into it, if you like the technology, you sit on it and you wait for it to fully roll out, and then blockchain will be probably more adapted by that point as well, and the growth on this could be pretty high. They're going to have to convince the medical community to use this, and that's always a challenge. The medical industry is very centralized, especially in socialized countries like Canada, the UK, all of Europe. Not necessarily the US, although there's centralized regulations and all that stuff. But so yeah, they have to convince these people to allow patients to control their medical records rather than the hospitals and the doctors to control it. So that's always something to think about. Also, one other use case is medical insurance fraud. They actually talk about this in the white paper to some degree. There's one of the reasons that medical insurance is so high, at least in the United States, is because there's medical insurance fraud that happens where they're claiming things that didn't really happen. And for those people that are trustworthy and have everything within the blockchain, they can fully prove everything that they've been that has been diagnosed on their account or on their records. And so they could potentially get tokens back from the insurance or just a lower fee in general. So some use cases for the token would be the marketplace. So other companies are able to develop applications that will run on the marketplace, and you could potentially buy those applications. Maybe some of them are exercise related, maybe some to read CT scans, x-rays, whatever you can think of could potentially be developed within this infrastructure. So the token would be used in the marketplace. Also, they mentioned another use case might be research. So there's companies that do research and they need people's records to do research with and to monitor and to follow. And if you agree to them doing research on you, they could potentially give you some tokens in exchange for that. So there's always that ability. So in short, guys, I see this as a really good use case for the blockchain. I would love to see this thing be more widely adapted and used within the medical community. This would be another way to draw more people into using cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. It'll be fun to see what kind of applications will be developed for the marketplace that's involved here. They're also partnering. I don't think I mentioned they're partnering with Civic, so they're going to be using their secure identity platform. And what they say about it is it provides multi-factor authentication without a username, password, third-party authenticator, or physical hardware token, ensuring users' privacy in a simple and safe way. So that's kind of cool. And like I said, they're also going to be using Hyperledger as well for securing access to all the data that's out there. So that's about everything. Go check out their white paper, check out the videos on the website. Let me know what you guys think. I am Crypto Knight. Subscribe, hit the like button if you guys like the video, and let me know if you guys are going to be getting into this or what you guys think. If you have any other questions, I'll see what I can do about getting into their getting an interview with them. And also notice this down here, it says ICO registration will close on the 30th of January. So make sure you guys sign up for this. Even if you're not going to get into, if you're not going to buy the token, you might as well just sign up just in case you change your mind later on. So you have to be whitelisted for it. So sign up for that. And that's it for the video, guys. So hope you guys like it, and we'll see you guys next time.